deliberate and give the governor directions of the committee.
30 seconds, Chair.
Okay.
That matter of whether somebody voted this or they should be put in res judicata. That you guide, that you can see Senator Sifuna is
Senator Chirarke, I think it's still the same point, so that I've already declared to be out of order. Senator Gataya.
So, Chair, we should not invite political party affiliations into this committee. Correct. Our interest is devolution. We really want to know, whether we are doing well as counties. I don't even know whether you are in ODM or Azimio or Kikwans or all this. My interest is whether the Garissa people are getting services. So any other issue to do with where you come from and who and all these things, let's take these things to the floor of the House.
Thank you.
I think, Honorable Members. Number 2, Chair, I think I've admired the lenience, the humbleness of the governor, because you can see he has not brought documents, but he's humble and apologetic. I think that is leadership, if I were to say.
I think praising a governor is also out of order.
No. I'm not praising a governor.
Chair, please.
I'm not.
Allow it once in a while. It's
No, I'm not praising governor. Because, Chair, I have seen some governor come here who are relatively very arrogant.
Senator Chirarke,
I've just described the governor for Garissa. I've not praised him.
I don't know where you guys have been over this last weekend, but even the principles you so strongly defend were shaking hands. So can't we just just park this matter and proceed?
Point of order, Chair.
Senator Sifuna.
Chair, I think it is very unfair for anyone to characterize my presentation here this morning as partisan politics. In fact, I did not mention a political party. I was aghast that the member for the MCA from Garissa was confirming that they have resource constraints. It is not proper for you to allow Senator Chirarke on record to mislead the country as to what amount of money the Senate added to devolution. If we are he's misleading the let me finish, Mr.
Senator Sifuna. I appreciate you in Eswatini over the weekend.
Let me finish, please.
And you are out of order. Came the other day.
You are out of order. Please let me finish.
Okay, let me finish. Okay, 2 minutes, so that we don't invoke a lot of debate.
Chairman, it is a matter of public record that in fact the 385 billion that was allocated to counties was passed by the National Assembly. We in Senate had an opportunity to add another amount so that it comes to 407. Senator Haji, Senator Dulu,
why didn't you add?
No, you're out of order. Chair, protect me.
Honorable members, you are completely disorderly. This is your protection.
If you are ashamed with how you voted, let your conscience eat you, but you voted against money.
We shall proceed in this
manner. You voted against
money. Senator Sifuna, Senator Chirarke, and Senator Fatuma Dulu.
But Chair, you are the one who is allowing Sifuna and then you are warning us. You are the one who has allowed him.
Yeah, but you see, shouting that way is also disorderly. We shall proceed in this manner. Number one,
Dulo voted against Jolo getting money in Jolo.
I did.
We voted for money, not against.
Honorable senators, we are becoming an embarrassment not only to ourselves but to our committee. We shall proceed in this matter, in this manner. These are the directions of the chair. Number one, the committee takes note that the county government of Garissa on the second invitation is not prepared and has not complied with the directives of the Senate. The directives were clear that written responses and annexures be submitted 7 days before today. It is unfortunate that Garissa has walked in with those annexures. We have pronounced ourselves in the past. In the case of Wajir that did that, we reprimanded them and even slapped them with a fine. In the case of other counties like Bomet, like Kisumu, like Mombasa, we have also pronounced ourselves and we intend to be consistent in terms of our directives. The governor has requested for another 1 month to put his house in order. We have attempted to indulge the governor to tell us the root cause of issues, and the governor said he has no problem. He has no problem with the past administration. He has matters in court, and that is not a problem, so he's able to get his documentation despite all those issues, the County Public Service Board. In that case, then even the 3 weeks proposed by Senator Cherargei will be too generous. We will be communicating a new date, which will be within 2 weeks from today, and not 1 month as requested, because we gave you an opportunity to explain to us why 1 month and not 1 week and not 2 weeks, and you have given us a comfort that you are in charge and capable of providing those documents. Number 3, the issue of high wage bill in Garissa is something that we have taken judicial note of. The financial statements that we are looking at, your compensation of employees is at 52.8%. That's about 53%. When you appear before us on the date that shall be communicated, please include, if that matter has not been raised by the Auditor General, please include a comprehensive statement on the practical measures that are being taken by Garissa County to achieve the fiscal responsibility principles in the Public Finance Management Act. And the fiscal responsibility principles, number 1, is on compensation of employees should not exceed 35%. You're at 53%. You must give us a comprehensive statement on what measures you have taken or intend to take to reduce it to 35%. Development should be 30%. In these financial statements, it's at 20%. You must also give us a comprehensive statement on how to ensure that wages, development, operations are in line with the whatever has been specified in the PFM. The next one, where you must also give us a comprehensive statement, is on pending bills and the practical measures that are being taken to reduce the pending bill of 887 million that were reported in this financial year. I'm sure it has grown, or maybe it has gone down. But because this is a problem with every transition, we want to understand whether you have settled the pending bills that you have inherited, and if not, what are the steps that you are taking to assure those who did legitimate work in Garissa that they will be paid. So that comprehensive statement should also include an aging of the pending bills that you have. Are they 365 days? Are they 90 days? So in addition to the response to the specific issues raised by the Auditor General, we need a comprehensive statement on fiscal responsibility principles and on pending bills. Finally, the question that we must ask ourselves is for us to spend 2 hours here and to have all these teams travel and incur expenses to come to Nairobi only for a meeting to be called off. Who then bears that cost? And in determining that question, we must ask ourselves whether your request today is out of contempt of Senate or it is a result of systemic challenges that you are facing, or whether it is a result of transition issues, because we know that this was a period when you're not in office. I think having listened to your submission and having listened to the submissions of the senators and the praise from Senator Gataya, I would come to the conclusion that you have a number of systemic issues around HR, the issues of litigation that you are facing, the issues of transition. I would hesitate to conclude that you've been in contempt of the Senate. And in that case, then, we would then direct that all parties to bear their costs, and we will not go the way of imposing a fine to defray the cost of today's proceedings. So we shall communicate a date which will be within 2 weeks, and we will do a comprehensive statement on the areas that have been cited, and we hope that at our next meeting we will be able to do justice to the people of Garissa. Whatever has been tabled before the Senate in terms of written responses and annexures must therefore be withdrawn, so that at our next meeting we are looking at a more comprehensive set of responses and annexures. Those are the directives of the Senate, and the risk of opening it up for conversation. Let me get the OAG first of all.
Yes, Chair, we just wish to confirm that the 2 weeks will be adequate. With the cooperation of the team, we are able to verify and give a report. Perhaps maybe just to remind the team that on page 35 of audit report, we have progress and follow-up of prior year audit recommendations. That, Chair, should also be considered, so that most of all the issues, as you've seen in the report, are not resolved. So I hope that can also be part of the responses that they'll be giving us to verify. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, OAG. Governor?
Mine was just really concluding remarks, if you will allow me, Chair, unless there's somebody else who wants to go before me.
So in your concluding remarks, it will let it not challenge the directives that have been given. Yeah.
All right, Chair, I wish to take this opportunity to thank you and the other colleague senators and the committee in general for that directive. We've taken that on board. Few of the issues that I think came up are interesting in their own. For instance, the issue of many new governors or returning governors like myself dealing with issues of HR. Chair, it's not by coincidence. There are a lot of issues, and that's why I really go back to my suggestion to Senator Shirake. It would make a lot of sense if, again, as part of your supported devolution, if you guys can come around and just, I will appreciate if you Garissa County can be the first county for people to come and visit and see what we're talking about. In fact, I've asked my county secretary to share with you, if that's in order, the report that was done by the DPM relating to HR matters in Garissa County after we took over. If that's in order, we will submit that report as well, Chair. Chair, Senator Shelgay also said, for some of us, it's really not a question of anything but the need to leave behind a legacy. Because having come back, particularly for a case like myself, with a huge voter confidence, Chair, I want to go on the record that I think I got probably the largest vote of all the governors in northern Kenya. All of them put together.
Governor, so I will stop you because having given the ruling, I think it will be dangerous to allow you to proceed the way you are proceeding. We have given you a new date in 2 weeks.
So just one point.
You will say all those things when you come back in 2 weeks' time.
So, but Chair, the point of HR and my invitation to the Senate, I hope that can be taken on board. As
but I've already directed that you provide a comprehensive statement on fiscal responsibility, on compliance with the fiscal responsibility principles, part of which includes human resource. So you will retreat with your team with the assistance of the Auditor General. When we meet in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm sure that part of your response will touch on that. I think we will run the risk of reopening a conversation that we've already had, and as you have seen, it is not always easy to manage this very distinguished adjourned. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.